Hey guys, I'm not going to be able to be here today, but Mr. Clark is here, so you're in good hands. I'll be back tomorrow. Mr. Clark has subbed for me for a number of days in the past, so he knows my procedures, he knows my routines, he can answer many of your questions. Okay, today we're going to pick up where we left off on Friday. On Friday, you took a look at your assessment, taking a look at the chemistry of life. You filled out your purple sheets and taking a look at if you met proficiency on each one of the essential questions. Today, the first thing I need you to do is flip to your notebook and find the green sheet you have for chemistry of life. We have that up here on the screen, and you need to take a look and make sure that you have all of these learning opportunities completed. You need to make sure you have the vocab done, that you have the notes, that you have the lab, taking a look at surface tension that we did with the penny. Again, taking a look at the exothermic and endothermic lab, and the chemistry of life study guide. A number of you did not have the study guide done. All of these things need to be completed before you can do any reassessment or go to the above and beyond. So that has to be the first thing you work on today, is making sure that everything on the required learning opportunities list is completed. If you have all those things done, then you need to take a look at your purple sheet and say, what do I need to do next? Well, if you were not proficient in any one of the essential questions, you need to work on the remediation for that essential question. To find the remediation, again, you go into our shared folder, you take a look at the chemistry of life. When you open up chemistry of life, you find the document that has the learning opportunities. Now, the first page of the learning opportunities document shows the things we did in class. It shows the notes that we did. It showed the activities we did in class. If you scroll down to the second page, on the second page, this is where we have the remediation. So if you missed essential question number 1, there's a few things you can do for remediation. The first thing is to take a look at the reading guide. The reading guide goes along with the textbook, and it looks like this. You can find this on the front table up by the whiteboard. So we don't have them in the crate today. Today I have them laid out on the front table. So you'll find Reading Guide 2.1, which is our second unit, first essential question, and you need to read pages 34 to 37 in the textbook. Now, the textbooks are on your desktop if you want to use the paper copy, or you have downloaded the digital copy onto your Chromebooks. Now, if you choose to do this as your remediation learning opportunity, then you got to come over to the evidence part, and again, that's the Reading Guide 2.1 worksheet, or this green sheet that you find up in the front of the room. Another option is to still do the reading, but instead of doing the reading guide, if you'd rather do the SQ4R, again, the reading strategy that you've learned in some of your previous classes, you can also do that. You just need to make sure that it's thorough and complete, covering all the information that's included in Essential Question 1. Other options would be to log on to the digital textbook, go on to myhrw.com, use your password that you have glued into the front of your notebook, and go on to the Student Premium and do the Animated Biology, Atoms and Bonding. For that, there isn't the worksheet, but you have to fill out and complete the summary sheet. Remember, on the summary sheet, the first side is you summarize the activity. The back side, you need to take a look at the green sheet at the beginning of your notebook for Unit 2, and you have to answer the objectives that go along with that essential question. So that's what you need to do for any of the summary options you choose. Again, if you are working on Essential Question 2, you have your options down below there. Essential Question number 3, down below there. Now, if you're done with all your essential questions and you've met proficiency on all of them, and you've met proficiency on the vocabulary. Remember, for the vocabulary, you also needed 80%, so you needed to have 17 out of 21. Then you can start working on the beyond and above learning opportunities. The beyond and above learning opportunities, those are used, again, to get you to a grade above average. So if we take a look back at our grading scale for units. Remember that if you have all your learning opportunities completed and you've met proficiency on all essential questions, then you have met the basic requirements for the class, and that shows that you have met the standards at a proficiency level, and that gets you the C. To get higher than a C, you need to build upon that. So the next tier up is the beyond and above learning opportunities. Again, you still have to have all the learning opportunities done. You still have to have met proficiency on all essential questions. So again, you're working your way up, but now we add to it the beyond and above learning opportunities. These will demonstrate your knowledge beyond the basics for that standard. Okay. Now, if you didn't meet all the learning opportunities and you have not met all the essential questions in remediation, then again, you're not at the passing mark. If you've done all the learning opportunities and you're proficient on some of the essential questions, but have tried to retest and reassess, that moves you up to the passing because you're making progress. The next goal then, again, is to meet proficiency on all the essential questions. So again, that's just a reminder of how the grading scale works in here. It's on tiers. You keep working your way up to earn your letter grade based upon your knowledge on the subject matter. So again, going back to above and beyond learning opportunities. So if we go back down to the bottom of the page, we find the above and beyond learning opportunities. And first of all, there's 3 of them for the beyond. If you have met proficiency in vocabulary, met proficiency on all the essential questions, and have all your learning opportunities done, then you could choose one of these 3. The first one is biological molecules. This is an activity similar to the group activities we do in class, but it's taking a look at carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids. Taking a look at how they form bonds, how we get long chains of carbohydrates, and how those molecules work. The second one is taking a look at 3D water molecules. For this one, you'll actually have the hands-on water molecules that I showed you in class, these ones that stick together. Okay, so that activity has to be done in class because you can't take the water molecules out of class. And the last one is an activity called GOT lactase. This is taking a look at the role of enzymes in breaking down the carbohydrate lactose. You've heard about people that are lactose intolerant. Well, this activity takes you through the process of taking a look at how they test people for lactose intolerance. It's similar to the poison frog activity where you're going to be given some data, you have to graph, and then from those graphs make some conclusions about the role that this enzyme plays inside humans. Now, the first one, biological molecules, if you want to take a look at it, you can click on the link, but we have the worksheets up in the crate. The second one, we also have the worksheets up in the crate. And the third one, we do also have the worksheets up in the crate, but there's a video that you have to watch that introduces you to it. Okay, so the video link is on the Learning Opportunities page. If you get done with those beyond this week, then you can work on the above. And for the above, there's 3 different opportunities. The first one is macromolecule lab. Okay, this one has to be done in the classroom because of some of the chemicals we use, but it's solving a crime, trying to figure out who stole Gerald's iPod. Okay, taking a look at proteins, carbohydrates, lipids. So again, this one has to be done in class. The secret of popping is taking a look at water and the role water plays in popping popcorn. So for this one, there's a case study that you read, there's a little bit of background information, and then questions to answer. And then the last one, constructing monomers. This is one, if you feel creative and you want to create something, what you'll be doing is constructing 3D models of monomers and showing the atoms and the bonds between them. So you can click on any one of these links and get an idea of what the activity is before you start it to see if that's something that interests you. Okay, so today, again, you got to set yourself a plan. What's your goal for today? For some of you, it's to work on getting those learning opportunities done, the ones that weren't done before the assessment on Friday. For those of you that have that done, your goal has to be to start working on remediation so that you can do the reassessment tomorrow or Wednesday in class. And if you have all the learning opportunities, and reassessments completed, now your goal is to start working on the above and beyond learning opportunities. Again, you have to choose one of the beyond, and then from the beyond, then you can move to the above. Now, while you're working today, yes, many of you ask, can I listen to music? You can listen to music as long as you are not disturbing anyone and as long as it's on your Chromebook. No more using phones for music. There should be no phones out at any time today. If you don't want to keep it in your back pocket or your backpack, you need to have it upside down on your tabletop. So Mr. Clark, if their phone is out and they're using it for any reason, because calculators can be found on the Chromebook, again, school policy says they can't use them in the classroom. So you can take it and turn it into the office. Okay, so good luck today. Set yourself some goals, and we'll see you tomorrow.